Hey, I'm sorry for the clickbait title and thumbnail, but today we're getting serious. Minecraft is actually scamming you. This all started a couple weeks ago when my mother wanted to go watch the Minecraft movie with me. Keep in mind, my mom knows absolutely nothing about Minecraft, other than the fact that it is a block game where you create things, and that we've had a server that we've been playing on for years, and that it is quite fun. That's it. That's all she knows. And after the movie, which was fun by the way, chicken jockey, am I right? She wanted to try the game. She's watched the movie, she's heard me talk about it for years, finally she's gonna give it a shot. My mother and I have a shared love for video games, basically since the day I was born, and it's very rare nowadays that she gets to sit down and actually play a game, let alone with her son. So I try to take the time every now and then to go and play games with her. Super wholesome, right? Well, unfortunately, our time spent playing Minecraft was not completely ruined, but made significantly worse because, for some reason, every corporation needs every fucking dollar out of every goddamn wallet imaginable. That's right, I broke out the swear words. That's how you know we're serious. This video is never getting monetized. See, I'm primarily a Java player. I grew up playing the game, I've watched all the old YouTubers, I still throw on the cringy Minecraft parody songs. Basically what I'm trying to say here is, I'm kind of an OG, but my mom doesn't really own a gaming PC, and as fun of an idea as it sounds to build my mom a custom gaming PC, realistically that's just not going to happen. That would be a really cool video though, we should do that. But she does have a few consoles laying around the house, mainly the PS4. Perfect. Yeah, I can just go buy Minecraft for the PS4, bring it over to her house, and then we can play Bedrock Edition together. And I wanted to make this a great experience. So knowing that Bedrock Edition has crossplay, I figured I would bring over another device to play on. That way we don't have to play split-screen multiplayer. Because from my knowledge of that, it's very laggy, it's hard to make things out, and it's also just kind of glitchy when you start playing with more than one person. Also, I just have the resources to do so. I have a lot of devices that can run Minecraft, so why not try to make it the best experience that I can? Mom's worth it. But then I remembered, Mom doesn't have PS Plus. She doesn't play shooter games, she's not an online multiplayer kind of person, she really just plays through like story-based games when she does get the chance to play, so she doesn't really need the PS Plus subscription. Why would she? But then I remembered, Minecraft supports LAN mode. For those who are probably too young and don't know what LAN mode means, let me take you back in time about 20 years. God, I'm old. You see, before the internet was strong enough to support huge multiplayer online servers, we used to do this crazy, revolutionary thing, a little unheard of, called going to each other's houses and playing games with each other. But some games still supported more than 4 players. How? Consoles only have 4 controller ports. How are you going to play more than 4 players? Let me introduce you to LAN mode. What people had to do was lug their big fat TVs to each other's houses, along with their own consoles and their own copy of a game. You would stick all these TVs together, grab a router, plug all the consoles in, and what the consoles would do is they would actually all talk to each other through the router, allowing you to play like 16-player split-screen multiplayer across 4 TVs and 4 consoles. Seems crazy nowadays, I know, especially since we can just sit at home on Discord and marinate in our own juices, but this is what we used to have to do, what we used to have to go through to game with the boys. This was called LAN mode, standing for Local Area Network. This is a completely offline mode that does not use the internet whatsoever. Yes, you typically plug into a router, but the router is not operating as an internet box, it is operating more as a network switch that is letting all the things connected to it talk to each other. Fun fact, LAN mode actually works over Wi-Fi as well. And no, Wi-Fi does not mean wireless internet. I know that that's what we all say when we go over to each other's houses and say, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password? But that's not actually what Wi-Fi means. Wi-Fi is just the protocol to connect something wirelessly to a router. It has nothing to do with the internet. I don't actually care about that clarification, by the way. We can still keep calling it that, but it's important for you to know that while we're talking about this problem in this video. But hey, you learned 2 things today. Both Java and Bedrock support LAN multiplayer. It says so right here on the website.
So riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that when I try to access the multiplayer tab on the Minecraft Bedrock PS4 edition of the game, it blocks me until I pay for PlayStation Plus?
PS Plus is a paid subscription service from PlayStation that gives players access to games, online multiplayer, and exclusive content. You know what's not on that list? LAN mode. Because that's an offline game mode. After a little research, I found that it's not just PlayStation. There's a good amount of people complaining online about Xbox and Nintendo Switch having the exact same issue where it grays out the multiplayer tab and does not let you access LAN mode unless you pay for their online subscription for an offline game mode. And I know LAN mode works perfectly fine because I bought it for my phone and connected it to a world on my PC and disconnected the internet from my router, and it works perfectly fine because it's an offline game mode. Look, I know I'm getting a little angry here. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. We're gonna reel it back. But you gotta understand that the only reason I bought it for my phone was so I could play it on the PS4 with my mom. I'd use my phone with a little keyboard and mouse connected via like a USB-C dongle. She would play on the TV with her controller on her PS4, and we would have a great time. We could use our own controller types. There wouldn't be as much lag because you're not rendering a second graphical instance of the game, and we would have our own screen space, and I wouldn't have to lug a giant computer to mom's house. So like it's probably the best way we could have played the game. I did my research, right? I went to the official website and it did not say that there was any kind of online subscription that may be required for some versions for LAN mode, even though it had that exact same warning for online multiplayer. I looked up forums about LAN mode being cross-compatible, which it is, and then I even tested that theory by buying it on my phone to test it with my PC just to make sure everything was gonna work. And it did. It worked fine. And LAN mode has been a core feature of Minecraft for years. I still remember back in middle school bringing my old laptop to a friend's house, and we would connect our computers together with an Ethernet cable on his kitchen table. And I know that it's not the mobile version's fault, right? But I would not have bought the mobile version if I knew that it wasn't gonna work with the PS4 version that I bought. I'm no legal expert, but I'm pretty sure that I have legally gotten scammed. I have paid for a product that advertised a feature, did not give me that feature, and there is no disclaimer anywhere about said feature being locked behind any kind of paywall. There are no disclaimers anywhere on the website, or any of the App Store pages, or any of the physical edition boxes. Nothing saying that LAN mode will be locked behind an online subscription service. Maybe because it's not an online game mode. I got scammed. And so did you if you bought the PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch versions of this game. And that's the only versions of Bedrock, by the way, that have this issue. Everything else, to my knowledge, works perfectly. PC, Android, iOS, fucking Chromebooks. Chromebooks have LAN mode support for free. How does it feel knowing that you buying Minecraft for your $700 gamer box is missing a simple core feature from an identical version of the game that runs on something that Jimmy probably wipes his nose on in class? You got fucking scammed, bro. Honestly, at this point, I'm kinda just disgusted. There is no reason that I can possibly think of that you would lock an offline game mode to an online subscription service other than just being a greedy piece of shit. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, Nintendo. And fuck you, Mojang. I expected better from you. All I wanted to do was chill out on one of our days off and play Minecraft for the first time with my mom. And instead it was a laggy, glitchy, split-screen experience. Which admittedly is still somewhat fun. I mean, it's Minecraft, right? There's always a base level of fun to be had in Minecraft, but that's not the point. There is no reason that this experience couldn't have been significantly better. I had all of the tools available to me. I had multiple consoles. I bought multiple copies. The only reason it didn't work is because I didn't pay enough money. Because I didn't give them enough money. Fuck you, because companies want every fucking dollar out of every goddamn player in every wallet that they can get their greasy fucking hands on. I'm so tired of this. Why do people pay for online multiplayer? Look, I don't normally ask this, but if you care at all, like and share the video. spreading it around and getting attention to the issue is the only way that something will come out of it. I know that most people probably don't care about, use, or even knew that LAN mode was a thing in Minecraft Bedrock, because most people just have online subscriptions or online connections, but like, for the people who do still use LAN mode occasionally, it's criminal. It's stealing, it's thievery, that we have to pay for an online subscription to play an offline game mode. That doesn't even make any sense. Maybe if this gets enough attention, Mojang will actually step in and fix the issue. God, I hope so. More than likely, they'll just add a disclaimer on the website for LAN mode stating that there's it also needs subscriptions, maybe. But that's the little bitch move, and I hope they don't do that. I hope they actually step up and fix this. Look, I don't know. I'm just mad. I'm upset. I paid for a product. I did the research. I even tested things beforehand. And the only reason things didn't work is because I didn't spend enough money, apparently. So, fuck me, I guess. Anyways, I'll see you later. Chicken Jockey